And we're live, baby. Yo, what's up, world? What's up, everybody? What's goody? Yo, welcome to the 54th episode of the In Your Face show. And I'm here with my main man, my OG, triple OG, back with the OG, Mr. Victor Wolford. Introduce yourself, my brother.
All right. Hey, y'all. What's up? Love, peace, and chicken grease, everybody. I'm on here with my man, Daniel, King Daniel. Blessed to be on the show. Um, I'm a struggling author, trying to make trying to make $1 out of 15 cents, but I still need the 15 cents so I can start trying to make the dollar. But
I feel you. I feel you. I feel you.
but y'all know how it is. We stay on the grind. We keep it moving. Um, I introduce people to Kim on a regular basis. That stands for keep it moving. So you got to keep it moving. Stay in traffic, you know, because that's the only way you get anything done. So I'm just,
Right,
like I
right.
said, I'm just blessed to be on the show. I'm glad that Daniel had me on, and I'm gonna let him take it from here.
Well, I have a question, you know what I'm saying? A good question. So I hear you have a book called Welcome to A.D.R. Tell us about that.
All right, welcome, man. ADR. Okay, let me start it this way. ADR, welcome to ADR is uh, is a bit about the gang life. I'm sure this at this point in time in America, we all know about gangs, and we all know about circumstances, 6 degrees of separation. So what I did was I took um, a few key points or few fork in the roads, and I decided to mix that with um, the gang life style. When things happen a certain way, as we travel through life, we don't realize if we go left, it will take us to a certain point. If we go right, it'll take us to another point. So when you look at ADR, welcome to ADR, which stands for American Dream Remix. Because if you don't know that the American Dream is broken and needs a remix, you need to look in the mirror 2 or 3 times, because I'm sure that we all understand and know that the American Dream is having some serious issues right now. So anyway, I decided to take a book, and I decided to write a book that would outline those specific circumstances to lead people down the paths that they get to. Because a lot of people love to say, hey, man, I'm a victim of circumstance. Or someone says, you know what, you sure are lucky. I had somebody tell me I'm lucky before. And I said, look, I'm not lucky. I get up every day. I grind, I work, I grind, I do 16, 17-hour days, and I make opportunities. There ain't nothing lucky about that. The lucky is if you get out your car, you trip over dollars, stumble into the store, and then, tell the man, hey man, give me a lottery ticket, and you happen to buy the winning lottery ticket. So you sitting on $1.5 billion or something on something lucky. That's luck. There's no, for most of us, 99.99999% of us, there's no luck involved. We get up and we grind, we work, we make things happen. So um, that's how I look at life in an aspect. But anyway, back to the book. So I just decided to take certain circumstances, and even though while you're being the reader, you may not pick up on that, but they're in there.
Right.
Those fork in the roads are in there, and there's certain points that if I At one point, maybe if I become, a decent selling author, and someone says, "Hey, break down these points where these things happen," then I can sit back and point out certain things. Like, say, for instance, ADR starts because Ron has to pay his rent. Okay,
Right.
that's how it starts. So what Ron typically does is, Ron goes to these high end parties, which we all know now. People have these high end parties. So he goes to these high end parties, and he basically sleeps with, a female, or what have you, and then he tries to drug them and then rob them. Okay, well, he doesn't do that in this one. Okay, so that's one instance where things change for him, which
Right.
led to the next part, which is where she got a phone call from her brother and woke her up, the woman that Ron is with, and her brother is going through what she calls his Scarface phase. So he's
Mm-hmm.
trying to be a drug dealer, even though it's obvious these people have money, but he's doing that. So he's in Europe, and he's calling her to tell her basically, don't mess with my stash. I know you have been, but stop. And so Ron overhears this. And so now Ron knows that there's drugs in the house and a little pile of cash to go with it. That leads into a lot of different things that happen down the line in the story. But those are two things where there are clear fork in the roads that
Mm-hmm.
lead down the path to the story. And I know Daniel knows this kind of stuff. I know he got to ask me these questions, but Daniel knows all this stuff because Daniel has a comic book. See,
Of
and
course. Of
Daniel
course.
knows about, hey, and I bought the comic book. I'm telling y'all right now, if y'all on here, y'all need to go ahead and support your man. Pick up the book. Okay, I'm not even saying pick up my book. I'm saying pick up Daniel's book, pick up this comic book, because if you're on the show, you're a fan, support him, because we all talk about nowadays, oh, you're a black king, you're a black queen, and all this and all that, until it comes
Yeah.
down to the one color that makes everybody seem to hit pause, and that's
Right.
green. As soon as you got to put your money behind the words, everybody want to pause. But see, like me, I went and I picked up the book. Okay, I already picked up
That's
Daniel's book.
right.
Now I ain't gonna front. I haven't read it yet because I'm actually working on a few books right now, um, but that's another story. Um, but pick up Daniel's book, and I was saying all that to say,
Thank
like I said, Daniel. Oh, not a problem, my man. See, Daniel knows this. There's certain things that you have to do inside writing a book. Sometimes you may have to put something in the first book so you can use that and put that into the third book. But it
you. Right.
has to
Right.
go
Right.
in the first book to make sense. Otherwise, it doesn't make sense. So, so there's certain things that you have to do to build the plot, and then of course, as a writer, you want your audience to connect with your characters, and
Right.
you want to
And
build that connect. So anyway, so that's what the gist of ADR is. Ron is a low down dirty dog, and if any of y'all pick up my book, I'm on Amazon. I have 5 books, and I actually have 3 books that are finished now that I'm getting ready to drop. I got 3 more books right now that are done, ready to drop. So I have to make time to get those out, which includes actually ADR 2. The saga continues because because as we live and breathe, one thing you can definitely count on: the saga will continue.
right.
That's
Right.
the
Right.
fact.
Right. So when it comes to your creativity, where do you go to get that creative juice flowing?
For me, if anybody on here knows my page, knows me, or knows me through my Facebook page, okay, and this is gonna make sense in a minute. I know this seems off topic, but this is gonna make sense in a minute. Uh, they know I post the craziest stuff. Okay, I post the wildest stuff, the craziest stuff, because my page is designed to make people laugh and smile. So you'll never believe that, you know, I actually read the Bible, believe in God. Jesus Christ is my Lord and Savior. And so I attribute my creativity, even though I know I use way too many curse words. I
There
use
ain't nothing
way
wrong
too
with
many.
that, man. That's
I use
just a way
way too many
of
curse
us
words.
getting it out there. You know what I'm saying? That's us. Just us. That's just us. You know, we ain't got to worry about the Don't worry about them. We're just joking.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, so that's my vice. So I use way too many curse words, and I am killing people in these books. So, but it comes from the good Lord, and honestly, it comes from music. A lot
Right.
of it. I attribute it as one of those things that He gave me. Because a lot of people have to sit down, and a lot of authors will tell you they'll sit down and they'll come up with a whiteboard, and they'll get this big whiteboard and they'll write down, okay, this is the plot twist, this is what I want to do. And um
Sarah Wolfer said, "Yo, that's my daddy with a heart."
yes, Sarah, yes, that's my youngest. So um she been her dude been a little under the weather. So I hope Andrew's back is feeling better. I put it out there. um so what I do is, honestly, I think of what I want to write, a good story, and I
Mm-hmm.
just sit down and I can write it. And I don't know
Right.
how that works for me, but it does.
Right.
I mean, now my first book, honestly, Daniel, between me and you and the people watching, don't y'all tell nobody, okay? Um, when I when I first wrote my first, well, actually my second book, my first book was A Day in the Life of Jesus. Okay,
Right. Right.
it's a children's book, and I wrote that because I got this thing with God. I got this agreement with the good Lord, and so I wrote the book because I always had an agreement with the good Lord that I would do something for Him to uh, help. I mean, not that He needs help from me, but just to help build His name or do something that would make Him smile at me. And so that was the first book I wrote. I wrote A Day in the Life of Jesus. That's the first book that I wrote that I published. Let me put it that way.
Right.
Um, the CCK Killer was the second book. Now, which that's a full novel. Okay,
Right.
that's a lot of people don't realize when you write a book, when you write a novel is like, you know 70 to 80,000, maybe 90,000 words, unless
Right.
you're one of these like J.K. Rowling or Diana Gabaldon, and you write bigger novels. People expect that from them. People expect huge novels from them. But most of us, if we write a novel, it's going to be 70 to 90,000 words. So I wrote that book. Now, the thing that we're going to keep between us is when I first sat down to write it, I sat there I said, oh, this is going to be easy. Let me sit down. Let me figure this thing out here. I'm going to figure it out.
Right.
And so I put the on the computer screen, and then I put on a little Earth, Wind, and Fire. I put on, and I ain't gonna lie, I put on a little Dog Pound because I said, this ain't getting it, because I was looking at the on the computer screen for a couple of hours, and I said, okay, I need to switch up because Earth, Wind, and Fire, loose ends, that it wasn't getting it, you know.
Right. Right. Right.
So I put on some Dog Pound, some Snoop Dogg, put on Tupac, and man, I sat there for two or 3 days with the on the computer screen, and could had no clue of which where to go, what
Right.
I was doing, other
It's
than
sometimes that happens because like your mind is trying to find that inspiration of what what I'm saying, your mind is trying to get downloaded the information that you want to write down. You know what I'm saying? And that's writer's block. That is
yeah,
writer's block to the most because writer's block, like, it happens in a split second. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yes.
Like you don't even have to stop writing to do it. You could be writing and then all of a sudden you'll be like, "What the hell did I just wanted to write?" You be like, "Oh shit,
And that's
damn,
true. It's
I forgot
true.
what I was gonna write." You know what I mean?
It's true. You know, you could sit and you could say, man, oh man, I got this great idea. And okay, look, I'm on CCK Killer 3. I've written two books. They're both out on Amazon. CCK Killer 1 and CCK Killer 2. Death of the CCK Killer with a question mark. This is a true story. I woke up in the middle of the night. I thought of the funniest scene for one of the characters in the book, Corey. Corey's a fool. And he's a little ghetto. And so my aunt, Netley, she always says, Corey is you. I know that's you. So, but I thought of the funniest scene, and I was like, oh man, I could really work. I could really build this up. And I said, you know what? I should sit up and write this down. And then so I said, no, nah, I'm gonna remember this. Then I went back to
Mm-hmm.
sleep. That probably about 2, 3, 4 years ago. I still don't know what I thought. I still don't know
I've
what
been see now. You see what I'm talking about? That shit happens, man. You
Oh,
go right to sleep and then you be like, damn. You get up, damn. I just forgot
yeah,
what the fuck I was going to write. Yeah, that happens to me
yeah.
all the time, bro. Like I'll be thinking of the coolest idea, right? And then I'll be like, I want to write it down. Then all of a sudden, I'm like, oh shit, what the hell I was thinking? And then all of a sudden, you thinking that you're doing something else, and then the fucking idea come right back. I'm like, oh
Yeah.
shit, yeah,
And I was
that's.
hoping, and Daniel, I've been hoping that would happen. Okay, but
Hmm.
I'm into the third book. I still don't know. I still don't know what's going on. I
That's
still
what I'm
don't
saying.
know.
It's happening. Yes, that happens all the time, man. Like that's what you call writer's block. Writer's block is the most quick to happen thing you can get when
And
you're
it's
an artist, when you're a
frustrating
writer. Yeah,
because there's
yeah,
nothing you can do. There's
yeah.
nothing you can do to fix it. You know, we okay. You know, I'm fat. I'm trying to lose weight. I'm losing weight, but I'm fat, so it's all good.
Hey, we
But
all. Hey, look, I got extra
yeah, but see,
skin,
I
you
look.
know.
eh, I gotta lose 50 pounds to be a fat ass. So I got so I got ways to go. See, you good, you know. But we were going out to get some cheap tacos, right? We going out to Jack in the Box. I call them the cheap tacos. No, don't sue me, Jack. Don't sue me. I love the tacos, but we call them cheap tacos. So I look over at my wife and said, "Hey, you want to slide over to Jack in the Box and get some cheap tacos?" And so she said, "Yeah, let's go." So we jump in the car. You know, we now I didn't have writer's block. You know, I can't think of nothing to write. Man, we in the middle of 15 cars in the Jack in the Box line, and everything comes rushing to me. Everything. And
Yeah.
I'm listening to Tupac, What You Won't Do, Do for Love. And me and my wife, we just sitting there, you know, she messing around on her phone. Because we also have a business where we do t-shirts and tumblers, custom tumblers and stuff like that. And so, you know, I said, oh, man. And she said, what happened? I said, well, I said, man, I said, you know, I can't think of what to write. She said, yeah, I know. I said, well, she said, you thought of everything, didn't you? I said, yeah, I did. I said, I didn't. I said, the whole thing, it just hit me. So anyway, we get back home after we've been in line, you know, for a minute. And shout out to Jack in the Box with the cheap tacos. Keep them working. Yeah, I'll slide through on you in a minute. Uh, uh,
I feel you. I never ate Jack in the Box. So I don't know.
oh man, look, man, you got to slide through two tacos for 99 cents plus tax, because you know Uncle Sam is the one family member that don't never bring nothing for Christmas, but always digging all up in everybody's pocket. So
Yeah, bully
so you know,
motherfuckers.
so this ain't trust me. If you just tuned in, this is This video is not sponsored by Jack in the Box. Um, we just talking about some cheap tacos over there, but yeah, so inspiration will hit you anywhere. Writer's block can hit you. Um, like Daniel said, you can be writing, and then
Right.
everything that was in your mind will just fall out, and there's no way to put it back. So you just have
Right.
to be frustrated. You have to be patient, and other people don't understand until they've been around you for a while. And when you're in the writing process, once they're around you and they start to understand, and they're like, okay, okay, cool. Because like sometimes my wife would be like, hey, um, shout out to the redhead, shout out to Miss Lena. Um, yeah, my wife is a redhead. My wife is white. She's a redhead. Um, so, and trust me, I never thought that was gonna happen, but it did. See, God works in mysterious ways. I don't know how He did that, but He did. So, but I got a good one. Uh,
It is what it
so
is. You know what I mean?
it is what it is. So I'm happy. She's happy. See, people ask, we've been together 31 years. I'm gonna switch gears just for a minute because people always want. They say, "What's the secret, man? Y'all been together like 31 years." Okay, so y'all got your notepads ready because y'all don't want to forget this one. Here's the secret: don't give your girl no gas money. She ain't going nowhere. She gonna get
Yeah.
around the corner and then realize she ain't got no gas money. She gonna come right back home. See how that works? Simple. See, simple economics. So there's the secret. So anyway, we move forward. We continue to uh, try to put books out. My wife helps me. She puts. I write the books. I figure out the book covers. Of course, I ask her what she thinks. Does she think this works? She'd be like, "Yeah, that's cool. That right there don't work. That works. That's not cool." And then I ask her, and while I'm writing, I'm like, "Is this cool? Um, is that okay? Did I go too far?" And she's like, "Nah, you just keep going." Because there's sometimes, even in writing, you can go too far. I mean,
Right.
you know, uh, but so I'm just glad I'm able to do it. I'm just glad that I'm able to put out some books, and you know, and I've got a few people who really enjoy my books. I've got people that contact me and say, "Hey, man, when is the next book coming out?" And I love the books, and and look, let me tell you guys this too. As Daniel moves forward, getting his comic book thing going too, when he gets to the point where you can do reviews, leave reviews, because this is how the big guys take notice of us. Like the videos, like, subscribe, and leave reviews. Leave a comment. Just say, hey, I don't know who this fat guy was on here talking about tacos and Jack in the Box, cheap tacos, but the video was entertaining and brought me a laugh. So I'm going to like it. Give it a thumbs up. Okay? So,
I mean,
this,
hey, look,
yeah,
it's
this is how we move forward. We're small guys. This is how you support. Take a minute out, support your guy, support Daniel. Put a like on there, subscribe to the channel, and then check him out. Okay, it's times that I have people I subscribe to. Man, I don't get time to watch every video because obviously I have a full-time job, I have a business, and I mean I have a business. I have an LLC, the whole hookup, the whole shebang, and excuse me. But what I will do when I see somebody has a new video that drops, I will go in and just hit the like button. I will
uh,
go in and hit the like button because even though I don't have time to watch the video, I will go and hit the like button. Okay, so
mm-hmm.
just do that. This is how we support each other. This is how we make things happen because everybody, like if I mess around and get that big break, which um, you never know when it happens. You never know because all the big people used to be small people. So you
Yeah,
always want to be the one to say, hey, man, not that you're looking for something, but you just want to be like, hey, I support it in that good spirit, good energy, good positive energy. So
Right, right, right. Is
yeah,
that's the whole thing about it, man. Is that I may not have the money to invest in the Kickstarter, I may not have the money to invest in the books, but look, man, I try to get people on and give them my support with this because this is a platform that's actually getting people out there, and it's a platform
yeah,
that's actually helping people become bigger than what they are. I mean, hey, that's why I said like this is the place to be. This is the place to be. I'm telling you now. This is the place you're going to want to be because once it blows up, you're going to want to be here. You're going to want to be here
man,
because
yes.
it's going to get
See,
crazy. Mm-hmm.
because like me, I'm older, so it's probably a lot of younger people who watch and in and look at your videos and stuff. You know, I remember when Oprah, and I know all y'all know who Oprah is. I know you know. People couldn't even pronounce her name. People were calling her Okra because she was just a little news lady in where's she from? Chicago or something? Where she's from Chicago, and people were like, "Who is okra? Who is this okra?" And I was like, "Okra is a vegetable." Yeah, dummy. So now, you know, she's Oprah. You know, yeah, they were calling her Okra. And I was like, man, so you never know.
Okra
And
though.
she, yeah, and she started out, just on a regular TV show, news
Oh
station or
shit.
something. It's like a lot of people don't know Roseanne Barr. Okay, Roseanne Barr, we know who Roseanne is, but like me being from Southern California, Roseanne started out doing commercials.
Right, right,
She
right.
started out doing supermarket commercials, and we thought she was funny. Like, I'm gonna go old school too, because I'm old, so I'm gonna go old school. Luther Vandross, the master, he started out singing McDonald's commercials and backup.
Damn,
Yes, you
damn.
go and listen to some of them old McDonald's commercials. That's Luther Vandross singing on some of them old McDonald's commercials. I ain't gonna try to sing because I don't want to get sued for busting nobody's eardrums out. So, but so support your man. You don't know. You be looking up talking about, man. You know, he Daniel. I remember they just called him Dan. Now he Daniel. He on TV. He got a show. He got all this and all that. Yeah, yeah. So support him. Support him now. Because me, I support folks. That's what I do. You know, and
I
I ain't
mean,
saying
because once they start
great.
taking off, I'm gone.
Yes.
And it's crazy too. To be honest, with this situation, I look at a lot of older folks and I learn from them. You know what I'm saying? And I learn from their ways of doing things. And I build my personality and my, you know, character, and from learning from their situations that they've been in and just being a student, you know what I mean? And that's how I came out. So as you can say, I'm confident, but people call me humble. I don't get it, but shit, I'm
Ah, you
confident. I'm a
supposed to be
cocky,
though.
confident motherfucker.
It's not cocky. It's
Well,
just you know, people look. People love to say, you know, people love to say, "Oh, you're cocky," or "You're this," or "You're that." No, see, what people don't understand is you have to have a certain amount of confidence just to step out on the
right,
ledge and get out there, just to step out there. That takes a certain amount of confidence just to do that because you're out there like right now. You're out there. You're out. You and I right now. We out in front of people. See, we could
hmm
fail, and everybody behind on the other side of the lens can say, "Oh man, they went down. Man, look at them. Man, they ha ha ha. Let's replay that in slow motion." Okay, cool. That's cool because I'll be the first one to laugh at somebody. I ain't gonna lie. I fell in the front yard the other day. I laughed at myself. I was like, I know that must look crazy as hell because I know I'm fat and I know I fell And I was like, that must look crazy as hell. So I be the first one to laugh. Okay. Not too damn big if you
Oh
tried to
shit!
fall. You fall and you jump up quick. So can't nobody see that you fell. I fell and laid in the grass and was laughing. So it's cool to do that. But what people don't understand is when you get on this side of the camera, you're actually taking a leap of faith. It's a leap of faith. It's just really stepping out there on faith and trust. And you have to know that you bring something to the table. You have
Right,
to know
right,
that. Okay. And so everybody can't do that. So yeah, it ain't cocky. It's just, hey man, I'm out here and I'm trying to get it. And yeah, I'm a fall and you're gonna get a laugh every now and again. I can guarantee you that. You're gonna laugh. I'm gonna laugh with you, but I'm gonna keep pushing. See? And that's
right,
when you introduce them to Kim, keep it moving, and you laugh and you keep it moving.
right. And I wanted to ask you this question. I hear that you're doing a book with a celebrity that everybody should know.
Yes. You see, you and I talk, so you know, Daniel knows. Daniel knows he can't say, I ain't gonna say. But yes, I'm doing a book with the celebrity. Um, and I was blessed to do it, and okay, look, let me go back before I say this. Remember I was talking about ADR and there's fork in the roads? There are
Hmm.
those fork in the roads. If you do this, you can go left. If you go left, this will happen. If you go right, this will happen. Here's the thing. um, my wife told me to write the CC. She told me to write the CCK killer. Okay, I got sick, and I was bedridden for a while, and so part of my rehabilitation, getting up, getting out of the bed, and starting to walk again, was making it out of the bedroom and into our home office. Okay, so I could have quit and said, "Nah, man, that's too much." But she made me promise. Once I promised, see, if I promise you I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna do it. But
Yeah.
the hard part is get me to promise. Is get me to promise. So I
Right, right.
promised her I would do it. But as y'all can tell, I'm a bit of a fool. I like being funny. So anyway, when my wife asked me to write the book, I said, look, I said, let's put it this way. I said, you know who Gordon Ramsay is? And she said, well, duh, of course I know who Gordon Ramsay is. I said, okay, good, just follow along. I said, now just imagine every day for 3 months, Gordon Ramsay comes and brings you a meal, sets it in front of you, and you're like, oh yeah, you eating, best meal ever. You every day. After 3 months, 3 months and one day, he puts a plate in front of you, and then when you get ready to pick your fork up and dig in, he pulls the plate back and he says, "Okay, my Scarface. This is my Scarface. Okay, you make it." I said, "I don't know nothing about doing that," because my wife said, "Well, you read a lot of books, so you should know how to write one." I
Right,
said,
right,
"Well, I
right.
eat a lot of food, but it don't mean I know how to cook." So it's a lot of fat people out here. Our fat people gonna get offended. I don't care. Um, but it's a lot of fat people that can't cook. But what they can do, like I could do, look, man, my wife tell me it's my turn to cook. Here's what I do. Man, can't nobody whip up a meal like I can in a drive-through. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
Watch this. What you want? See, I be like this. I be wheeling. Hold on. I be wheeling. I'd be like, you want some? What you want? You want large fry, medium fry? You want? Oh wait, hold on. You want a soda or you want a shake or you want a frappe? See, can't nobody whip up a meal like I can in the drive-through. I do this. So
Yes.
so anyway,
Hey, you wanted. I would tell you the truth, man. You one of the big guys that actually have that confidence in yourself. You know what I'm saying? And it's very rare that you see that. You know what I mean? Very rare, very, very rare.
People,
Very rare.
you know, people hide. People get big. Somebody told me, they said, you shouldn't call yourself fat. What the hell am I gonna call myself? Big bone? I'm growing in the middle? No, no. Look. I grew up. I wasn't fat when I grew up. I was thin and in shape. I went to the military. I could run
Oh
5 miles. I could
my
do all that. So I understand I'm fat. I don't get offended. So it is
oh
what
my
it is.
god.
It's all good. It's all good. But anyway, I'm gonna finish my story. So,
Yeah, hold on, bro. Hold on.
all right.
One of the commenters said fluffy.
What they say? Puffy, Puffy. I take Puffy.
Oh,
I take
my stomach
Puffy.
hurt. My stomach
I
hurt.
will take
He said,
Puffy.
she said, your daughter said fun size.
Yeah. See, there you go. Fun size, Puffy, Pudgy. I take all that. I take
Oh
all that. Man, I
my
take all that.
god.
I
I
take all
mean,
that.
it's like
So,
this too. I'm skinny fat. Look, I look. I'm skinny fat. I'm skinny fat. I'm fat. Got a big stomach. Oh well, fuck it. I ain't worried
you
about it.
know what? Look,
Hey,
you got to be happy with you. You got to look. We only here for a little bit of time, so we gotta make it do what it do while we here. If you happen to
hell
be
yeah.
one of those people who could eat anything and stay skinny, look, more power to you. If you one of them people like me, I used to be the skinny guy. Okay, but
Hmm.
the fat man inside me got out, so he's out. So now I gotta try to, not eat too much. Don't eat after 6. Drink water. Try not to drink, soda, and all that kind of stuff. Which I've been slick. I just hope my doctor ain't watching. If you watching, this ain't me. This is a clone. So I just slipped up and started drinking soda again. But I stopped eating pork. So I stopped eating pork. But I do drink soda. I don't drink alcohol. I don't do drugs. I don't smoke weed. I don't do none of that. But let me tell you something. If you leave a pitcher of Kool-Aid around me, you're gonna come up short. I got you. I get you. Pitcher of Kool-Aid? Oh yeah, it's on. Grape and lemonade? Yeah. I'm like a crackhead. I got you. So, so
Oh, I feel you, man. Yo, I got a question to ask you, man. In college, have you ever had one of those Ezel type of crackheads around your way? I know you had.
oh man, look. All right. Okay, hold on. You know what? I'm gonna answer that question. Let me finish that. Let me finish this story, then I'm gonna dive into that. So remember, I was talking about the fork in the roads in ADR.
Uh huh.
Okay, so because I took the fork in the road to write the book, that's what afforded me the opportunity to write the book that I'm writing with the celebrity now. Because
Hmm.
they read the CCK Killer. They've actually read like the CCK Killer. They've actually read pretty much all my books, and they just loved the way that I wrote the books, and so I had opportunity to, do something with them, and then they're like, hey, if you want, write the book. So I'm just happy, I'm happy and blessed that I was able to write the book. But when the book comes out, y'all will know, and what I'll do, if Daniel wants me to, and you know, I'll come back when I can say what it is and talk about the book before I put it out and before it comes out and all that stuff. So I'll do that.
Yeah, I got you.
But
You can come on anytime you want.
all right, now about the crackheads. Okay, you gonna take me back to days that I was skinny. I wasn't skinny, but I was definitely damn sure wasn't fat. But it was the Boys in the Hood era. I'm Southern California. Uh,
Jerry Curl.
born, Jerry. Oh man, man, come on now. We Jerry Curl. You know, uh, Crenshaw. Sunday night, flying up and down the street on Dana Danes. That's Dayton Wire Wheels. Bumping the music. Doing all these things. And this is the '80s. This is before music got cheap everybody and their mama, can buy a booming system. Um, yeah, back in the day, yeah, man, we had the crackheads, man, and it was, man, we had crackheads. It was so crazy. We would pay crackheads to dance. One time my boy, I'm gonna bring him up. My boy Big Doc, that was my dude. Doc paid. Doc said, I give everybody a rock to run around the block, butt naked.
Yeah, yeah, we have
And
those around here.
this was this was about 2 o'clock in the morning, and we sitting in the rock house, and we didn't have nothing to do. It was slow. It's 2 3 o'clock in the morning. Only here and there, rockhead crackhead come through, and they usually come through. They trying to sell you something. They trying to sell you an old radio that don't work or something like that. And so it was about, I don't know, about two or three of them. So he came up with this plan of Olympics, crackhead Olympics, and he said, "I tell you what, go run around the block butt naked, and everybody get a rock. First person, the one who come in first place get 3 rocks. One who come in second place get 2 rocks, and the last one get a rock." And I thought it was crazy as hell. I did. And the next thing I know, they was like, "Man, I do it," and they stripped down and was out there in the middle of the street under the street light, and man, they went around the block. I still don't. I think I remember who came in first. All I know is I was crying. I was out there with tears in my eyes. I was crying because that was the craziest thing. That was crazy as hell. But we had a lot of we had so many. I mean, it's a lot of, man. It was so much stuff going on in the '80s with the crackheads, the police. The police would roll through our blocks playing "Colors" by Ice-T. You know, and we were on the Crip side. We were Crips. So so the police would roll through playing "Colors" over the police loudspeaker, and they would throw up the blood sign at us.
Wow.
so, so this is just some of the stuff that would happen while we be out there and doing all the wrong things, doing the things we're not supposed to do. But see, this is the reason why I say you got to keep it moving, because the street life is something else. That's man, that's something else. We can definitely talk about that, but you know, it can be a lot of fun, but it's a lot of heartbreak in that. And so, that's one thing I do. I really thank God that I made it through that time in my life. My man, Big Doc, he unfortunately didn't make it. And, and that's like man, that dude was like my brother, big, just, and just a good guy, but um, it's crazy. It's crazy. And I know the gangs are out, and I know the gangs are out in force all over the country. I mean, there's people, hell, I got people all over the world on my Facebook thing, and I know people in like Ireland and stuff like that claiming to be Crips and Bloods, and it's insane when we grew up and it started. And I remember I was 11, and what a lot of people won't take, but see, you can actually go back and see this. If you go back and look at the black exploitation films like Coffee, like Shaft, like Cotton Comes to Harlem, these films, Superfly, when a black person saw another black person, they would say, "Hey, what's up, young blood?" That was just a sign of respect. And so I was about 11, and I remember my cousin came in with a few other dudes, and I said, "Hey, what's up, blood?" And I didn't know nothing about no Crips. I didn't know nothing. I didn't know nothing about no Bloods. I just didn't. You know, I was 11. I didn't know. And this dude, and I think about this dude even now. I'm like, this dude was probably, you know, 19 years old. He's probably 19 years old, been in the fourth grade 8 times. He gonna get mad and want to try to square up on me. I'm like, man, okay, bro. I said, this dude, I look at this dude now, I think back, and I'm like, this dude was a clown, and he was like, nah, man, that's my little cousin, and he was like, you don't know nothing about that. And that's the first time I was introduced to Crips. That was it. Because I just said, hey, what's up, blood? And that was it. And it wasn't a disrespect or anything like that. But if you go back and look at those old black exploitation films, you'll see them in there. And they say, hey, what's up, young blood? Or what you doing today, young blood? And like that, and um, yeah, that's a whole nother story. But I will say this, Daniel, a lot of the storyline that I get from like gangster stuff and all that, like in A.D.R. in book Ginger World, Ride Like the Wind, um,
Mm-hmm.
which that book was actually done on A.D.R. from my wife. Um,
Mm.
but all that comes from my time being in the streets. I was in the streets for a while. I was out there doing all the wrong things. And if y'all watching, those of you watching, trust me when I tell you, don't do it. I know it seems like, and I'm talking to you over there. Yeah, you right. Wait a minute, hold on. You, you right there. You,
See? See? See?
don't
See?
do
See?
it. Don't do it.
I feel you,
Because
man.
I know it. I know it. I know it's glorious, and it seems. And you know what? And it's not just because Crips and Bloods. The gangster life has been glorified for a long time. I mean, look, people don't even realize if you go look back, Al Capone, and even recently like Dutch Schultz and John Gotti, just going back, Pablo Escobar, you know. Now we have shows like Narcos, we have the Sons of Anarchy, we have the Mayans. See, all this stuff is about gangsters, and really, that's what it really boils down to. You actually going out doing whatever you want to do, and there's no consequences to it. And I'm gonna be the first one to tell you, when you get into that lifestyle, you better be ready to to lose a lot. I'm telling you, and you know, and it's more than what you would think. Some people get lucky and get through and don't have, and a lot of people say I'm lucky because I made it through, and I'm alive, and any of us who made it through and alive is cool because trust me, it was the wild wild west in the '80s in South Central Los Angeles and Pomona and San Bernardino and Compton and stuff like that. Oh yeah, man, that was wild wild west. People was getting killed left and right. You know,
Wow. Like,
so yeah,
let me
it's
ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. Like, what was it like during the time of Rodney King? What was it? What was that timeline?
oh man. Okay, during the time of Rodney King, um, there was a lot of white people that was just really scared of black people. I had a convertible 20th anniversary edition rag IROC on Dayton's, and I was taking it to go sell it. Okay, and so I lived in Redlands at the time, and I told my wife, I said, you know what? I said that verdict is getting ready to come down, so um, just chill here. She wasn't my wife then; she's my girlfriend. I said, just chill here. I'm gonna go out there. I'm gonna sell the car. I'll get back. And man, I'm driving on the freeway. I got the one time in my life I got the radio on, the actual radio, and they said the verdict came back. not guilty. Instantly, you started hearing reports of people tearing shit up. Now, I got off the freeway. I was in, I think I made it to Pasadena. I got off the freeway in Pasadena, turned around and took my ass home. I went out the next day and I called dude up and said, "Hey man, I had to go home because I know it's getting crazy. I'm gonna come see you tomorrow." So he was like, "Okay, cool." So the next day I went out to sell my car, um, and this was in Compton. I sold my car to a dude in Compton, and
Mm.
and man, we drove through the city, and because I went through LA a little bit, and then beforehand because I was early because we hate being late. So I was early, so I drove through the city just because I wanted to see some of what was going on because I knew it was history. Um, and then, man, you know, there were police riding five deep in a car. Five,
Yeah.
five, two in the front, three in the back. The three in the back, the one sitting in the middle was sitting in the middle. The two sitting on either side were riding with the doors cracked so they could jump out on people. This is what I saw, and then I got to other parts because I knew it was history. I wanted to see it, and then I went by those stores where you know you had people standing on top of their stores and their businesses with AK-47s and M16s and all kind of stuff, and then of course it was people running down the street with TVs and VCRs and all kind of stuff. Now don't nobody use no damn VCR, but all that stuff was going on. It was people, places were on fire, cars were on fire. Yeah, it looked like a movie set. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it was going down. It was going down. It went down.
So like,
Yep.
w- take us back to um when like when you found out that the verdict was not guilty. What was it like? Like for the was it silence in Cali, or was it like uproars after the when it came to the police?
I mean, it was almost instant. I was driving. I probably drove. I probably drove 3 or 4 or 5 minutes, if that. And then they were like, breaking news. They were coming in because I was listening to the radio. Like I said, I had some music on or something, but I was listening to the radio, and they were breaking in talking about there's reports of businesses being uh, looted and rioting and you know uh, I mean people, y'all believe me, the police got punked. They got punked. People don't like to hear that. The police got punked. So, and I'm gonna say this because there's upcoming shortages now. People don't believe that with the war going on in Ukraine and so forth and so on. When things got bad, trust me, the police pulled out. They did. They pulled out because there's more of us than there is of them. And when you start moving that way, they know they got to get the hell up out of Dodge, and they got the hell up out of Dodge. It was chaos. See, so you know, um, when I went out there, I know it's a cold world, so I brought my own heat. See,
Right,
I
right.
still sold my car, cash money on the barrelhead, cash money, and came on back. But y'all better be ready because right now it's going to be food shortages, and there's going to be a lot of different things happening. You know, get ready and just trust and believe. Things get too bad, yeah. Don't count on 911 because there's a lot of people dialing 911 during them riots. And yeah, 911 911 wasn't answered.
Damn. So like, did they have the precinct like blocked off, like where like nobody could get in, or was it like
Oh yeah,
all still
it was
open?
police stations where they had that blocked off. They had like a barricade. So you thinking like, oh, I'm I mean, I just go over here to the police station. Nah, bruh, you ain't getting over here. They had
Damn.
police cars out there because people were going off. Because see, you know, I grew up, growing up, I mean, I've seen, I'm 56. I've seen enough. I've seen enough I've seen enough racism, I've seen enough racial injustice and all that sort of thing. And, like I said, it just um there's a lot of people that are fed up. Now we're in this era where, you know, we had the unfortunate incident with George Floyd. And I say unfortunate, but it was because he lost his life, but it was one of those fork in the roads where a lot of people who don't get to see that got to see what a lot of us have dealt with and still deal with. We
Yeah.
saw with my man Ahmaud Arbery, who got killed. He got gunned down by basically for going jogging and looking at a home under construction. You know, that's crazy.
Yeah,
But
and you
there's still people out there that have these notions that because you have more pigment in your skin than they do, you know, they have the right to decide what you can and what you cannot do and what level of freedom you actually should have. But like I said before, me, I'm not prejudiced. My wife is white. You know, I ain't prejudiced at all. My daughter who was just on here, she's from us. My kids are half black, half white, which means, in the real world, they all black.
right, right,
but
right.
but the thing is that, like Rodney King said, we all got to get along. We all do need to figure a way out. Do I know how to do that? No, but you know, things are getting better because there's people standing up. With there's people standing up for injustice, and that's what we need. We just need people to stand up for injustice, because as this guy here at 56, I remember sitting with my grandfather, Grandpa Frank, okay, which would never thought his name would be mentioned anywhere on the internet, on anything like this. As a kid in San Jose, sitting with him listening to the AM radio, and he had to explain to me when he was a child, he had to sit up on Klan Watch. And I didn't know, I had no idea what Klan Watch was. And so he explained to me how the Ku Klux Klan would come through and they would hang people. And it was it was something I couldn't comprehend. I couldn't comprehend anybody wanting to hang someone else and kill them and do them harm simply because the color of their skin was different. Because I've just never been a person that's been prejudiced. I just haven't. I mean, I'll be honest with you, I am prejudiced against certain people. They're stupid people. I can't stand a dummy. If you a stupid motherfucker, stay away from me. Sorry, I use the M word. I dropped the M. Okay, FCC can find me, whatever. But because the older you get and the more you settle in and you really start to understand life, you just don't have time for it. You want to live a high quality of life. You want to have, watch this. Listen to this real quick. See that? Peace and quiet. That's what you want to have. You don't want to have all the drama and all the stuff going on. You want to have some peace and quiet. That's what you really want to have in life. And if you got any sense, if you stupid dude, you're gonna be running around out there, trying to be in the mix, and do all that kind of stuff. Because I got buddies that are over 50 years old. They still gangbanging. That's crazy as hell to me. That's crazy as hell. Bro, there ain't no Social Security. You don't get no IRA. There is no retirement. Well, actually, there is a retirement. It's called lead poisoning. Um, you get shot up, be out there gangbanging at over 50. But this is their life. This is their lifestyle. I ain't mad at, look, I'm not mad at anybody. Do you? See, I really understand, and I actually got to meet him once, Tupac. I shook his hand. Glad I met that brother before he passed on. But I understand the song. I ain't mad at you. I ain't mad at you. I just ain't mad. I ain't mad at you. I ain't mad at nobody. Do you? You
Right.
know, because at the end of the day, what it really boils down to is this: your life is your choices, and we all, like the great Kobe Bryant said, life is a puzzle, and we all got to figure out how to put our puzzle together. So me, I'm not mad at people because we all have obstacles to overcome. So I'm not mad at anybody for the choices they make or what they do. And I don't judge because that's between you and God. If you believe in God, cool. If you don't, cool. God believes in you, and you'll find that out one day too. But I don't judge. That's way above my pay grade. So I don't do that. Don't judge. And it takes time. It's funny when I was a kid, some of the older folks, I would go ask them a question, and they would say this: "You need to live a little longer, son, and you'll understand." And now, guess what? I've lived a little longer, and I understand. So, um, so yeah. So not to go off on a tangent, probably too late for that, but
Nah, nah, you good, you
it
good,
was
you good.
it was crazy during the riots. It was crazy. When I came back home, like I said, we lived in Redlands at the time, and it
What?
wasn't really there weren't really any riots or anything out there. I always try to be in a cool area, so I'm not in the mix. And I remember I walked into a store, and I walked into a car dealership because I wanted to buy the 90 whatever it was. I wanted to buy this car, whatever it was. But I walked into a car dealership, and everybody in there were like, "Oh my god," And I was like, "Bro, I'm in here just looking at cars, dog. I ain't with all that. Y'all sit down." Because they were just really scared. Because they thought I was gonna come in there and start tearing up. And I mean, I know I'm a bigger dude. I understand, but and they were relieved that I wasn't in there and tearing up because what people got to understand is it's not everybody isn't bad. Some people will take advantage of a situation if they can, which was exactly what happened in the Rodney King beating, and which is what happened in the Rodney King trial. That's why they sent that they had the Simi Valley jury go in there or whoever the hell it was, and they came up with that verdict because they knew they would come up with not guilty. That's exactly they knew that. Because we I'm a guy from Southern California, and I know. See, like if you go to Torrance, there was like a lot of people don't know a lot of these stories and stuff that happened. You could go to Simi Valley and the police will pull you over because you black, and they would just ask you, "What are you doing here?"
Oh,
And you could be like, "I'm going to the museum. I'm whatever." Or it's like they had a thing where the police they called them NITs, niggas in Torrance. That's what the police would say over their radio. "Hey, we got some NITs over here," and it stood for niggas in Torrance. And so they would
oh,
come and they would sweat you. It's like my boy Doc. I talk about my boy Doc, my homie Nut Loco, and Nut was a fool. Oh man, I could write a whole book about Nut Loco on my just him. Um, we went to see Eddie Murphy Raw in Westwood, California, and we weren't doing any. I mean, we were just out there. My guy had a K5 Blazer. It was on Dayton's. Had the Phantom top, the graphics on it, and everything. And they just pulled us over. And it's like Westwood. For most people who don't know, Westwood is like it's like another side. It's like Hollywood. So you go over to Westwood, it's high end, they got restaurants and stuff. So we're out there and there's three of us, but we three black dudes, and we obviously don't look like we belong there. But it's not about that. It's about, hey man, we doing a speed limit, we're not doing anything. So what do? They pull us over, they get three cars, they got us down, they got us sitting on the curb, they search in the car, and then we got people going by going, that's right, get him, get him. So I'm like, F you. And then the police gonna tell me, shut up. I said, you shut up. I said, you letting them talk crazy to me. Tell them to shut up. Don't tell me to shut up. So this is so there's a lot of stuff that happened that, I personally, I mean, a lot of people will realize, how would you feel if you walking down the street? Now, I'm gonna tell this story now because a lot of people don't, of course they don't know. We grew up like my mom passed away, so I went to live with my father and my stepmother. We moved from 98th and Normandy. That's where we stayed. I know I was telling you before, Daniel, one conversation before. For those of you who don't know where that is, we lived right behind Century Boulevard. And
The
that
little
huge,
donut, right?
yeah, that huge donut that you see in a lot of the Hollywood movies was right around the corner. We walk over there and get a donut before school a lot of days. So we moved from there to a place called Diamond Bar. Um, so I would remember I was about 14, and my father told me to go to the store because my father liked Lay's potato chips and 7 Up. That was his thing. So I walk over to the store. It's called the Village Liquor Store. See, out here or out west, when you go to the liquor store, it's not. Which when I traveled around the country, I found out that that's different. When you go to a liquor store, it's not all liquor. It's candy, it's soda, it's potato chips. It's got everything in there. So when he send you to the liquor store, it's not a liquor store, but they do have liquor. Okay. So anyway, so I go to the store, the Village Liquor Store in Diamond Bar. It's still there, as a matter of fact. Somebody probably Googling that. It's still there. I get the 7 Up and the potato chips, and I'm walking home, with it in the back then it was a brown paper bag because we had plastic. It was a brown paper bag and two sheriffs because back then and they rode two in the car, not one, two. So I'm just walking down the street. I'm walking down the street. They pass me. They hit a U-turn and come back. I wasn't really paying any attention to them. I mean, we always did, but I just looked. I was like, okay. I didn't know what they were doing. I wasn't doing anything. And so they drove past me and drove into the driveway in front of me. And then so they get out and they say, "Hey, come here, boy." So I walk over there, and they say, "What are you doing, nigger?" Now, I'm 14, so I'm mad. I'm mad, but I ain't say nothing to them. I got these two cops. So I just said, I said I went to the store for my father. What you got in the bag, nigger? I said I have potato chips and a 7 Up. Open the bag, nigger. I open the bag, show it to him. They say, you know what, you better watch your step around here. They get back in the car and leave. Now, what a lot of black folks don't tell you is when stuff like this happens, because, being in a black family, like my black family wasn't supportive. My father, stepmother, I don't even need to go into all that, but, I get home, I don't say anything to them because a lot of times in black families, the first thing they're gonna say is, "What did you do?" I didn't do
Mm-hmm.
I didn't do anything. I did, you know what I did? I did what you told me to do. I walked my ass over to the store and I'm walking home. That's what I did. So instead of being crushed up by the police, have my little raggedy ass eagle stepped on over there, and then going home and then probably getting an ass whooping for something I didn't do. I just didn't say anything. And then hope like hell that the police didn't show up to the house and say I did something. So, so this is these few things, and there's more stuff I can talk about, but just these few things are a lot of the things that led to the boil over when Rodney King was beaten up on tape and they were found innocent. Now, Rodney was guilty from running from the police. We all know that. We all know they was lying like crazy, talking about he was doing 120 or 140 in a Hyundai in a 1988 or whatever the hell it was Hyundai. Man, look, see, y'all got these new Hyundais. Me being an old dude, let me tell you something. I drove in Hyundais when they first came out. We driving down, okay, we driving down the freeway in a Hyundai. About 4 months old, the mirror blew off. Just blew off. Mirror just fell off.
Seriously.
The windshield wipers just fell off driving down the street. So trust me, ain't no way in hell you doing no 120 or 140, whatever they said he was doing. They was lying. They was okay. They should have went to jail for lying like that. I know even people at Hyundai was looking like, damn, we must have built a hell of a car. He doing
Mm-hmm.
120. You couldn't go down the side of a mountain in a Hyundai and hit 120.
Yeah.
So these are the reasons why it was so big. But see, Daniel, I know I ain't got to tell you that because I know you. I know you've had your own experiences. I already know, because we
Yeah.
black, we in America,
We
and
live in
so
the hood. You know what I mean?
yeah,
We
we
live
live
in
in the
the
hood. You grow up in the
yeah.
hood.
You
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 know,
ain't you ain't
man,
can't nobody say they haven't been through nothing.
man. I
They in
mean,
the hood. Can't
so
nobody say that. Can't nobody say that. I'm
I
talking about
mean,
the people that
and
actually
if
live
they
in the hood.
can, they were really lucky. They're really lucky.
Exactly. They're really lucky
You know,
because everybody's been through some racial tension in the hood.
yeah,
Every single person that's in the hood has been through something racial happening in the hood. You cannot say you haven't. Like, cause uh we us as black men and black people, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not prejudiced or racist or anything. I love all people, you know what I'm saying?
yes.
Shit. I love me some white girls. Yeah, I'm good fuck. But you know what I mean? Shit, I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? But no, I'm just saying, like, I'm just saying, with that being, with that only on that situation, like, I don't hold it against every white person that just because their ancestors fucked up or
Yeah, and you can't. It's honestly, like my wife. My wife grew up in the hood. She's white with red hair. Man, look, she's been racially profiled because she don't look like she belong in the hood. A white girl with red hair? What are you doing over here?
hmm
So she's experienced what we call reverse racism. Racism is racism. So she's got it from black people.
right.
Usually we get it from the white people. She got it from black people. But so it exists. It's something that we need to really get rid of. We ain't gonna never get rid of it because there's just some people that are just see that's the stupid people I talk about. I can't deal with stupid people. They're
hmm
always gonna hate you just because. If I was racist, I would never met the best thing to happen in my life.
Right.
I would have never been down this road, because I'd have been, oh man, she white. I ain't, see, so I can't do that. I'm not that. you know, I ain't. I'm not that dude, and I don't care who like it or who don't like it. You
Right.
know, if you look at my page, I'll be the first one to tell you, fuck your hairline, all the way back here to midfield. You be walking around here looking like George Jefferson.
Yeah, that's true. You know what I mean? Hey, I ain't got no hairline, so let's
Yeah,
just
but
be honest.
oh man,
But nah, though, on an honest tip, man, I love that I had you on the show because as a person, you know what I'm saying? That, see, you at least got to speak how you felt. You at least got to say how you felt, and you at least got to experience what others experience on the show. And this show is nothing but it's more than just a talk show. It's a show that people can just feel the love, feel free, feel enjoyed, and feel embraced. You know what I'm
yes,
saying? If I lost uh viewers talking about this itchy topic, well look, you ain't living in my world, you know what I'm saying? You ain't living in the world of trouble, you know what I'm saying? Love. You ain't living in the right world, baby, because you're living in a world where all this is happening, and you want to walk away from it. What if it keeps on following you till you deal with it? You know what I'm
exactly.
saying? And
And
but
that's the thing. We're all in the world together, so we all got to
all right,
figure it out together. You know,
right,
um, you know, I've got I've got some great friends, and they're white. I had some great friends that are black and a Mexican. So I'm I'm just I'm thankful that I'm not limited in that aspect. Because you have to. As a matter of fact, I wrote a book with a buddy of mine, and I've got favorite authors, and my boy is one of my favorite authors. He's a white dude, and I met him on MySpace before Facebook, so we've been going back for a lot of years. Um, and that book will be coming out too uh, soon. But he, just a great guy. Great guy. He finally got to retire. I ain't gonna just say his name, but he finally got to retire, and he's enjoying his retirement. And I'll be like, my brother, good. I'm glad. You got free. It's like what's that? The Shawshank Redemption when Morgan Freeman got free and met
mm-hmm,
Andy down there in Mexico. That's retirement. See, when we get older now, it's freedom. You know, um, but part of that, and part of us being better is supporting each other, because that's one thing people in our community can say this, that, and the other. But one thing a lot of us don't do is support each other, and that's one
right,
of the real problems. That is a real problem. You know, there's a great lady I know. I consider a friend named Nancy. I ain't gonna say her last name, but she's a great lady. Nancy supports so many people, and she's gotten a lot of hate from it. And I try to just tell her, it kind of goes with when you're that person and you're trying to be positive and you're trying to uplift people. People love to come in and tear you down. And so I just tell her, you just keep doing what you do. It's like you,
right,
Daniel. You keep doing what you do, because for every one person that's going to tell you, Daniel, keep going, man. Keep doing this, keep doing that. It's going to be five people to tell you, man, you ain't this, you ain't that, you ain't, man. Look, as long as they hating on you, you're doing the right thing. I'm gonna tell you
yeah,
that right
of
now.
course, you know
You're
what I
doing the
mean?
right thing, because once they sit back and they try to tell you, uh, "Oh man, you all right, you cool, you this, that, and the other," you got to look at the crowd you in. See, you got to look at that crowd, and you got to figure out real quick, like, damn, this ain't the crowd I want to be in. But these are the dudes that
Right,
saying I'm cool. Yeah, I need to switch up. I need to switch things up. You know, push, hustle, grind. Stay on your grind. Keep doing what you got to do. You know, people don't realize. People ask me, they say, "Man, how you put all these books out? You got a full time job, you have your
It's
own
just a grind.
business, you know, and how are you doing this? You know, easy. You know, I'm
Grinding.
56 years old. I won't say how old my wife is, um, but I don't want to get beat up off camera, but she, but we put in 16, 17, 18-hour days. That's how you do it. You grind, and you keep pushing
Mm-hmm.
until you get to where you want to be. And and look, at the end of the day, if you don't make it, then you know what? You sit back and you feel satisfied that you did everything you could to make it, and you don't wonder, what if? What if I tried? Because
Right.
everybody can't make it. Everybody ain't
Right.
gonna make it. Um, but everybody's not gonna try either.
Right.
So you just gotta keep trying, keep pushing, and work long and hard. Just do that. And if people hating on you, screw them. Let them hate.
Right.
You know, you're gonna have
Well,
them.
well, that's how it happens. But I mean, you have anything else to say to the crowd?
Whoever was here, whoever's on here, look, I appreciate y'all tuning in to hear me talk about you know, some of my life experiences, supporting your guy Daniel. Support your man Daniel, and hopefully you guys will look at this guy Victor Wofford and say, hey, you know what? I may check his books out. He seemed crazy as hell. If he can put some of that into a book, and
Thank you.
you know, then yeah, I'm going to what's he
Love you
put?
too.
Love you too. Yeah. And
Make sure you subscribe to
yeah,
the
subscribe.
channel.
Look, I know my daughter is on here. Sarah is on here. Hold on. Wait a minute. Lena, come here for a second. Come here for a second. Hold on. We're going to get another special guest. Turn that light on. We're going to get a special guest in here. Over here real quick. Ah, there we go. There we go. We have light. Let there be light. We got, wait a minute. I want to do it the right way. Wait a minute. This way. Hold on.
Hello.
Hello. How are you?
Good, and you?
I'm doing awesome. Awesome. You on the In Your Face show, right along with your husband.
Right on time. See,
Hey man,
see,
I
we
would
don't
love
hate
to.
nobody on this show. See,
Yeah.
we got
No, no, no.
everybody on here.
Everybody.
See,
Green, blue, black, white, purple.
purple.
Everybody.
I'm gonna tell you the person that you need to get on here. If you get Captain Kirk on here, you cover everybody because we all know Captain Kirk was a hoe. He was screwing purple women and green women, and he got space herpes, and he got all kind of he got herpes, lurpies, and slurpees. He got all kind of stuff. Captain Kirk, you was a hoe. William Shatner, okay. I better stop now. I'm going too far. But this is what it is, man. It's all love. We just, like I said, I appreciate you. I appreciate you having me on the show. Um, if any of you guys want to pick up my books, I am on Amazon. You can look me up, Victor, Victor Wofford, Wofford, and you can check out the CCK Killer, Death of the CCK Killer, uh, A.D.R. Welcome to A.D.R. Ginger World, Ride Like the Wind, or A Day in the Life of Jesus. That one is for the kids. Or it's for you too, because we all big kids. We all big kids, and we all need little Jesus in our life, because he is the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father but by him. So, with that being said, I'm gonna turn it back over to Daniel, the man, the myth, the legend.
Well, thank
And
you.
I'm gonna let him break it down like fraction.
break it down like a fraction, baby. You know what I'm
And
saying?
I'm putting it out there. Daniel said that on one of his shows, and I told him, I said, you know what, I'm still in that. So I'm letting you know right here, right now, I'm still in that. That will be in one of the books. That will be in one of my books.
Let me
I'm gonna
break it
break
down
it
like a
down like
fraction,
a
brother.
fraction. Oh man, I love
nah,
that.
nah, cause me and my boys, like we be talking the way I'm talking, right? And I said it one day. One of my boys said it to me one day. He was like, "Yo, let me break it down like a fraction." I was like, "Man, you talking like I'm talking right now." Let me break it down like a fraction. You know what I'm saying?
Man,
You know what I mean? But on a good tip, thank y'all for watching. You heard it from the OG. You heard it from the main. My good man, the brother man. You know what I'm saying? Thank y'all for watching, and it's been the In Your Face
yeah,
show. And
yeah.
we out. Peace.
We out.